Hey guys, it's April. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'll be sharing with you guys my productivity system, and that's basically how I, make use of a calendar, note-taking apps, to-do lists, and file organization to kind of reduce the friction in my day-to-day workflow. But before we jump to that, I would just like to bring you guys through the main tech products that I use every single day. First up on the list, I have my precious baby MacBook. This is the MacBook Pro 2018, which I bought before I started Polytechnic. So that's like about almost 3 years ago. I do all my work and my school stuff on this laptop, and I also use it for editing. So it has served me pretty well for the past few years. Dude, I just tried to open Premiere Pro and my computer screen just went completely black. I really thought my MacBook was doing very well, and apparently not. And it's probably the most expensive item I own. Next up on the list, I have my iPhone. This is the iPhone 12 Pro, and I was definitely peer pressured into getting this phone because back then when I had my Samsung Galaxy, everyone laughed at me for it, and yeah, but I don't really regret it because I love being in the ecosystem and being able to sync all my devices and selling my soul to Steve Jobs. But Apple, if you're watching this, please don't slow down my phone after a year. Last but not least, I have my iPad. This is the iPad 8th generation from last year. I settled for the base model because I felt like I didn't need a very powerful device because I mainly wanted to just use it to draw digitally instead of like it being a serious work machine. So I'm pretty satisfied with it. Okay, right now I'm just gonna go on a little tangent about capitalism and overconsumption, that kind of stuff.
And I'm definitely guilty of this because I just bought an iPhone. Recently there's also been like the release of like the M1 MacBooks and like iMac, iPad, all that kind of stuff. And watching like all those tech reviews and tech videos showing like all this new technology, I kind of feel tempted, to upgrade my MacBook. But then I'll try to be more, mindful about my tech consumption and just upgrade when I absolutely have to.
Okay, so moving on to the main portion of this video, I will be talking first about my calendar system, which is Google Calendar. I actually made a video about this last year talking about how I utilize this system, and up till now I'm still using it, so that means it's kind of working. I mainly use it to time block my day and sometimes use it as a way to track deadlines, and I'm able to create different calendars with different colors, so it's really satisfying to look at. And I also like that it syncs across all my devices and it's really easy to use. You might think I'm really productive by looking at this super filled up calendar, but the truth is I'm really not. I not only track my, productivity, work and school sessions, but I also use it to block out time for hobbies and fun stuff. Don't be pressured to fill out your calendar with activities every single day for every single hour because we need some brain mush time that we're not really doing anything. Moving on, let's talk about note-taking. And I use Apple Notes. I've tried using Notion before, but I think the system was just way too complicated to set up, and somehow it took very long to open up notes and start writing. So I went back to Apple Notes, and of course it syncs across all your devices very quickly. It's just simple lah, so you can literally just open the app and start writing something. And I use folders to kind of like organize my notes. So I have one for videos where I plan, script and outline my videos, and another one for school where I have notes or any things that I need to plan. Recently, I've also started writing articles for Home Bakers SG, so I use Apple Notes to kind of outline my articles before I write the full thing on MS Words. Moving on to daily to-do lists, I use my bullet journal. I have been using this system since I was like 15 or 14, so I'm pretty used to it. I just have a basic weekly setup where I write down the different days of the week, and below it I have my to-do list for each day. Having a physical notebook to write down my to-do list can be a little bit inconvenient, especially when I'm out and about and I want to update my to-do lists. But it's also kind of nice to have a book and a pen to write on every single day. On paper, there's also a limit to how much you can write every single day, so that's just encouraging me to not pile on too many things on a single day. So I use this in conjunction with my Google Calendar. I will have my to-do list every day, and then I will look at that to-do list and place each activity into my Google Calendar. Last but not least, I have my file organization system. I must say this is still a little bit not that great. I just try to keep everything neatly organized in folders on my desktop and kind of clear my desktop and downloads folder every once in a while, because those tend to get cluttered with like random screenshots, downloaded music and random stuff like that. Once my MacBook storage get maxed out, I will start transferring some of my files into my SSD. This is a SanDisk 500GB solid state drive. For the files which I'm done using and want to store as backlog, I would keep them in my hard drive, which recently got corrupted. So in panic, I just dumped all my files onto my school Google Drive account, which offers unlimited storage. But of course, I will get a new hard drive soon and transfer all my backlog onto the new hard drive. The difference between an SSD and a hard drive is that an SSD is a working drive. So for example, I have an editing Premiere Pro project on my SSD. I can plug it in and work on that Premiere Pro project. But for a hard drive, I can't really do that. It is mainly just used for storage. And SSDs are also known to last a lot longer than hard drives because of the newer, system and technology that's in it. There's no spinning disk in it, but they are more expensive. The last thing I want to highlight is the beauty of AirDrop. I use it a lot to transfer, graphics from my iPad to my MacBook, or, video footage from my phone to my MacBook. And it's like a godsend. Back then I had to transfer my stuff onto Google Drive and then go on my MacBook to download it, and it just took way too long. So AirDrop is my savior. I love it. So that's it for today's video, and I hope it helps you kind of like refine your own productivity system. My system is definitely not like the perfect one where everyone should follow, but I would say I have experimented a lot, and this is the current system that I'm satisfied with, and maybe you can, take some bits and bobs and try it out for yourself and see if it works for you. So with that, I'll see you on the next video. Bye!